Loyalty. It was noon, the heat was at its peak. Khalifa Muawiyah bin Abi Sufyan was sitting in his palace in Damascus. The front view was clearly visible from the window of the palace. There was an open field in the distance. Suddenly the caliph's eyes fell on a person who could be more unlucky than the one who has to travel like this even in this heat. One of the people present said to Amir al-Mu'minin, "Some need may have drawn him to you." The Khalifa said, "By Allah, if this person has come to me with any need, I will fulfill his need." Then called a servant and ordered him to stand at the door, and if this person wanted to see me, he should not be prevented from coming to me. A few moments later the man was present in front of the Khalifa. The Khalifa asked him, "What deed brought you here, sir?" "I have come with a complaint. I have been wronged. I am seeking justice." Arab. "Who has wronged you?" the Caliph asked again. This person replied, "Marwan bin Hakam, whom you have sent as our guardian. And this person has become a bad life for us, for me and for my wife. This person has done the worst of cruelty. May God do justice to me. Against this person of yours," the Caliph said, "Arabi, tell me your whole story." The Arab said, "Sir, I had a wife and I was her lover. We had a caravan of camels which we used to live easily. Then it happened that there was a famine in our area. My condition worsened and I had nothing left of my wealth. When my wife Saad's father came to know about my condition, he forcibly took my wife from my house. I went to Marwan bin Hakam, complained. Marwan called my wife's father. He misrepresented in front of Marwan and said that my daughter Saad is not willing to live with this miserable person. I requested Marwan to call Saad and ask for his consent, so Marwan called Saad. But when Saad appeared and Marwan's eyes fell on him, Marwan liked him, and instead of justice, he became my enemy. He started cursing me without fault and ordered me to be put in jail. Then he agreed with Saad's father that he would give 1,000 dinars in exchange for the dowry and marry Saad to Marwan. After divorcing me, will give Marwan himself took the responsibility of divorcing me. Marwan summoned me and ordered Saad to divorce me. I refused, so he ordered torture on me. When the torture escalated, I was forced and I had no choice but to divorce. I divorced and Marwan married Saad after it had passed. Shadi Rajali. After saying this, Arabi started crying. Then he staggered and fell unconscious. Anger started dripping on the face of the Khalifa, and he said, "Marwan has encroached on the boundaries of Allah and has touched the honor of a Muslim." Then he called for a pen and paper and wrote, "In the name of Marwan bin Hakam, I have been informed that you have transgressed the limits established by Islam and have oppressed one of your subjects. Now it has become necessary to prevent a person like you from greed." He wrote a poem which meant, "I have a serious matter which you are not aware of. Because of the actions of a sinner like you, I ask for forgiveness. You immediately divorce Saad and send him to us along with Nasr bin Zabayan." When Marwan received this order, he had no choice but to obey the order, so he immediately divorced Saad and sent him to Damascus, along with Nasr bin Zabayan. At the same time, he sent a letter in the words of the poets, in which it was written, "O Commander of the Faithful, do not be hasty about me. I am ashamed of my actions, and I am sorry. But when you see him you will know that all the desires of man are embodied in one body. You have like the sun, a beautiful situation is coming. Such a situation has never been seen by any human being. The Caliph read the letter, smiled, and ordered that Saad be brought. Saad appeared in the court. When the Khalifa's eyes fell on her, the Khalifa really felt that she had no equal in beauty and beauty. Then when the Khalifa spoke to her, he was even more surprised. There was no answer for him even in eloquence and intelligence. Then he wanted to test the mutual sincerity of the husband and wife, and addressed the Arab and said, "Why don't you find peace without him? I will give you a moon like Hussein. Instead, I will give you 3 concubines, and with each concubine you will receive a donation of 1,000 dinars, and then I will give you so much from the treasury that it will be enough for you." When Arabi heard this, he shouted, "I asked you for justice against the cruelty of Marwan bin Hukam. Now from whom should I ask for justice against your cruelty?" The Khalifa smiled and said, "You admit that you divorced Saad. Marwan also admitted to divorce him. Now we give Saad the right to marry whomever he wants." Then they looked at Saad and said to him, "Saad, now you say who you don't want to adopt and who you like more. You have to decide between 3 people. One of them is Amir al-Mu'minin with his Mahal, Washam, and Hzm, and the other is Marwan bin Hakam with his oppression, and the third is the Arabs with their poverty and misery." Saad immediately replied in the language of poetry, "Although this person is poor and miserable, but to me he is more honorable than all his people and all his dear ones. And this is dearer to me. It will happen. Me and this Arab have a very old relationship which cannot be forgotten, nor can this love be ended when I have enjoyed his company in times of prosperity. Now even in times of distress I deserve the most." When the Khalifa saw this loyalty and sincerity of Saad, he jumped up with joy and said, "Saad, I only said these things to test your sincerity and loyalty. You passed the test, indeed. The morals of a Muslim wife are like this." Then Saad and his Arabs ordered to give 2,000 dinars to the husband. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.